Nice to see you. Yesterday, I guess, happened. No breeze. It went to plan. And so we're back on a reserve day with breeze.
Yeah, look, today looks great. Breeze is out of that sort of southeast or southeast, 14 to 15 knots, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. But yeah, certainly, we should be able to get 4 very good races away on time.
Are you still excited about the matchup between Burling and Ainsley?
Well, I think Ben, will be playing as hard as he can, which is very hard in the starts to get an advantage. And it's interesting. You've got 2 very seasoned match racers out there and 2 very seasoned fast boat sailors from the skiffs and not that much match racing experience. So there's a common thread through the 2 matchups, and I'm sure that the guys from the skiffy sort of backgrounds will be learning fast this week.
Yeah, definitely, and especially with a bit more breeze, maybe that touch on the helm might be important given the speeds they'll be getting up to today.
Well, it's all of that, and the speeds they're getting up to, and the judgment to place their boats not only for speed but also for the rules and to take advantage, and the crosses and the dips and all of that stuff is, boats doing 30, 40 knots, crossing paths, metres apart is just close the eyes.
Yeah, it's amazing because you always wonder how those tennis players at the top level can return the ball, but then watching these sailors sail their boats at this much speed, it's just incredible.
Well, they make it look easy.
Yeah.
And the touch and the feel and, their control over their boats. And bearing in mind, they've got foils that are going to cavitate. They're barely in the water. If they break the surface, their control and coordination between their crew to keep that control is extraordinary.
Yeah, and a few things that you mentioned in the briefing today for those who weren't able to see it, the boats might reach top speeds if we get 17, 18 knots of breeze.
I think we'll probably see the fastest speeds we've seen, and maybe more later in the week. But it gets to the point where it gets windy. They don't actually go any faster. They just become more out of control. Yeah. And so the teams tend to throttle them back to keep control, and not be able to use that extra wind speed and power.
Yeah, because if these boats capsize, it's the end of the race.
Well, that's a judgment that's going to come into play over the next few days, is that, how hard do you push it? And bearing in mind, you go out in the first race of the day, you break your boat, you miss, no fault of any other competitor or anything, you break the boat, you're going to miss that race, the afternoon race, and if you break it badly enough, you might miss the next day or be out of the competition. So, there's a judgment call to be made on all of these boats as to being fast but safe.
Yeah, and it's looking like it's going to get windier as the week moves on.
It's looking like a very windy week coming up, and the high point will be Wednesday. That looks, very unraceable at this moment.
Copy. Oh, goodbye reserve days. We're here to race, aren't we?
We're here to race.
Exactly. Awesome. We'll have a great day out there, Ian.
We will. Thank you.